Coach, let's start off with the word frustration. Is frustration set in a little bit, kind of where we're at?
Yeah, it does in every season, and it does probably in every game over 90 minutes. You get a little bit frustrated, but then it's how you deal with it. If you let it get a hold of you, then it's a bad thing. If you I think you're frustrated for a reason because things aren't going so well. So if you take it very easily, then that's bad as well. So, yeah, we're a little bit frustrated. We haven't won as many games as we think we should have. We dropped some points along the way, but you have to look forward and say, okay, there's points ahead of us.
The month of May, miserable, right? Any other way to describe it?
Yeah, it was it April showers, and it was May showers because April was good to us. And the thing was too, we definitely could have came out of it with some wins, and for a couple of reasons: lack of concentration, lack of quality in general areas. You come out of it with 3 ties, which for us, it's not good enough.
Now, your defense is playing better on the whole, but I heard you talk about some set piece issues. But last year there was a lot of things of just mental mistakes throughout plays. Now the defense is playing pretty solid, but on some set pieces you're not pretty happy with that. Can you talk about that?
Not happy at all. I mean, the last 2 games, especially with not the last 2 games, but the New York game here at home and then the Dallas game, to give up. I mean, you're going to have goals on corners and free kicks over the course of the year, but how it happens is the thing that annoys you, and we let 2 guys kind of run free. So we spoke a little bit about it all week. And every day, we'll talk about it again tomorrow before the game starts. This is something that we have to really pay attention to, because sometimes in the end, that's what can lose the game for you.
Now talk about, you've had so many struggles as far as trying to get your lineup the way you want it. Now you got guys getting called up, so that kind of adds issues. You had Chinger, I think he's only played, about 20 minutes all season?
Yeah,
right?
I probably played over the course of the years, maybe like 50 to 90 minutes. So I think we've had a lot of experience with that over the years. We've had some internationals ever since we kind of set foot in Houston. So we are used to playing with guys going away on international duty. It's just you don't want injuries to coincide with that, and sometimes it does. But with Brian seemingly getting back a little bit to health, and Danny Cruz is back being healthy, so that helps it. Kind of lessens the blow when the guys leave for international duty.
All right, talk about where you're at now. Obviously, if you're in the West, you'd be in a world of hurt as far as the standings go, but you're still in 4th. You're only 5 points off the lead for having a miserable May. Do you keep the guys' eyes focused on that and quit worrying about all the other stuff and saying, look, here's where we are now, let's start today?
I think you have to look at the standings, because if you don't, then you're just oblivious to what's going on around you. I think the one thing we can say about May was other teams in the East, we're all pretty packed together. So we're all kind of giving each other chances to move ahead, and no one's taking that chance to step forward. So if you look over in the West, yeah, but in the end, top 10 teams make the playoffs. You want to make sure you're involved in that top 10, and along the way, if you could finish up in the top 10 in your conference, you've done yourself having yourself a pretty good regular season. So yeah, I mean, look and you go, okay, we go on a couple win streak here. We could be at the top of our conference in a couple weeks, and like I said, those teams as well as us, not really sprinting ahead, have all kind of given us hope and kept us close.
Now, fans I've talked to have talked about how close do you believe this team is from really making that push and going on a run and starting to have that swagger on the field that you used to have?
Well, I think we had it earlier this year. We went, I think, 6 unbeaten. We played against some good teams. So I think we have it here. It's just a point of going out and doing it. I still think, you could always look to upgrade your squad if you can, and we're obviously going out and trying to do that. But I think this team has the ability, when you look at the schedule ahead of us, to have a tough game on the road and a couple here at home. We're set up nice for a run here, as long as I don't get hit with the ball in the head.
I think they did it on purpose.
Yeah.
All right, 2 other quick questions. Brad Davis, talk about his play this year. I think he's been just phenomenal. I mean, a lot of people he doesn't get the splash that a lot of other players get as far as all-star players, but he's been a guy who just keeps giving your forwards and different players chances to score all the time.
I think sometimes people and players are taken for granted, especially if they're not in the spotlight all the time. He's one of those guys that kind of goes about his business in the correct way. He's having an excellent season so far for us, but he's done that ever since he's been here, I think. It's just now maybe he's getting a little bit more notice, but I wouldn't say he's underrated, because I know he has a ton of respect around the league for what he can do in the field, and for us, we're just happy he's here playing for us.
But I was going to say, in the media, he really doesn't get a lot of splash.
No.
Even when he's an all-star, he's kind of like, oh, he's an all-star, but
yeah,
he doesn't seem to get
I think he is, I mean, because he hasn't really been on the national team for a long period of time. And like I said, I think people do take him for granted. Well, he's just having another good season. And like I said, there's other guys the media focus on. I don't know if Brad would enjoy that media attention. I'm not too sure, but I think he enjoys it when people appreciate the way he plays.
Awesome. Cam, thoughts on Cam?
Yeah, he's having a pretty good season. He's got 4 goals so far. This last game here against Dallas, to pick up a goal, and he helped us with the second goal. Just the work that he does too. He's a handful up there for opposing defenses, and really trying to get in his head that we're happy with the way he plays. To simplify your game, keep the ball for us, and it makes him better forward.
Awesome. Thanks.